Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to my Greek Orthodox Odyssey. Today I'm reflecting in wonderment on how a village boy can go from being brought up in a small, humble family, growing up on an island and being isolated as a young boy to a certain extent, how a young boy can grow to one day become one of the greatest leaders that the world has ever seen. I'm referring to His All Holiness, the Ecumenical Patriarch of Constantinople, Bartholomew I, who is finishing up his visit to Australia, where he's spent time here in Sydney and Melbourne and was engaged in a number of functions. And I still can't believe how a man at 84 years of age can travel to the other side of the world and be actively involved in so many social engagements without missing a beat. I come back from Greece from holidays and I'm a wreck for a full week with jet lag, and yet His All Holiness is here and he's like a young boy, going from function to function, being in the presence and received by all of the leaders here in Australia, by the Prime Minister, by the Governor, by the Governor General, by the Premier of New South Wales and Victoria. And to put into perspective, he has audience with people and people making time for him that the King of England, King Charles, and the Queen Camilla are not going to experience when they come here on Friday for their visit. And they're about the same age. And it just goes to show how one person can make such a difference. A person, as I said, who grew up in a humble family, who grew up on an island of Imbros, which is now part of Turkey. But what I learnt as a young bloke working at IBM, that in order to become a great leader, you first need to be a great follower. And one of the benefits that our Ecumenical Patriarch had as a boy was that he was very studious. He did the homework. He paid attention. He learned from his teachers. He was actively involved, and incrementally he added the known to the unknown, and he became the best student. I remember hearing a story years ago where a priest was saying, this is a Yeroda, a person who runs a monastery in Greece, was saying that before he became a priest, his spiritual father told him not to become a priest. And then he went back again and again and again, and finally his spiritual father told him, I don't want you to become just a priest. I want you to become the best priest, the priest who's going to make a difference. And this, I would imagine, is the path that the Ecumenical Patriarch Bartholomew I, His All Holiness, also took by becoming a leader amongst equals, a person who is at the head of the Eastern Orthodox Church and has been at the throne, at the forefront, for over 33 years. He's the longest serving ecumenical patriarch of Constantinople. 33 years in a leadership position is absolutely remarkable. He speaks, I think, 7 languages. And as I say, he is received and he presents to and he talks with and he meets with all of the great leaders of the world. He is the bridge that unites the Eastern Orthodox faith with the globe. He is a Zoni. He is the Panagia Zoni, the belt of the Virgin Mary that holds together, is the magic glue that holds together 300 million Christians and oversees the administration and the constitution of how the churches all work together, and he has a lot of influence with interfaith meetings. And as I said before, he is the bridge, he is the magic glue, and he uses his authority, he uses his position, he uses his education and contacts to try and create a better world for all of us. He is the 270th ecumenical patriarch of Constantinople, and he understands that he is, just like we all are, a powerful, strong link in a long, unbroken chain. He's the 270th ecumenical patriarch after Andrew, St. Andrew. So it is a big position, it is a powerful position, it is an important position, and it's a position that he has held for 33 years, which needs to be respected, needs to be acknowledged, needs to be acknowledged and respected. As I say, I can't say it any other way. The other thing that really impressed me about him was when he came to Sydney. He was well received, as I said, by many people, but he also went to Rookwood Cemetery and he did a memorial service for our late Archbishop Stylianos, who he too was a great leader at the throne for 44 years. And he did a memorial service for the Archbishop, the late Archbishop Stylianos, and I think another Archbishop who was also buried there, as well as the priests. But what really impressed me was that he prayed for all people who have ever lived and died here in Australia. Indigenous people, Greeks, Muslims, Turks. He prayed for everyone. And that for me is an expression of love, a true expression of love, by doing for others what they can't do for themselves, and asking God to forgive everyone, because we all are unworthy, and to ask God to help save everyone. Because when we all die, sooner or later we're going to get forgotten by our family, our friends, and everybody. But the church, the Eastern Orthodox Church, from what I understand, will continue to pray for all people to be saved. Not just the Eastern Orthodox Christians, not just Greek Orthodox, but for everybody to be saved. Anyway, thank you very much for joining me on this episode. It is a beautiful morning here in Sydney, a lot better than yesterday, and we'll chat again. Yassas.